Doctors say these 7 foods could be shortening seniors' lives without realizing it. Hey there, we all want to age gracefully, right? No one wants to feel like they're slowly wasting away, especially when we're doing all the right things like exercising, taking our vitamins, and staying active. But here's the kicker. There are some foods that you might be eating every day that could be secretly speeding up the aging process and even shortening your life without you even realizing it. Yes, I'm talking about foods that are often advertised as harmless or even healthy but can cause major harm over time. Let's dive into these sneaky offenders. The first food on our list is one you probably have in your pantry right now. It's bread. Yep, that's right. Bread is so common, we don't even think twice before biting into a slice. But here's the thing. The kind of bread you're used to eating, especially the white stuff, isn't doing you any favors. White bread is made from refined flour, and that flour is stripped of its nutrients. Over time, consuming foods that are low in nutrients can lead to inflammation and even weight gain, both of which can speed up the aging process. Inflammation is one of the big players in many chronic diseases like heart disease and diabetes. So while that sandwich may taste delicious now, think about how it might affect your body in the long run. Next up, we have sugar. Oh, sugar. It's the sweet stuff that's hard to resist, whether it's in your morning coffee or that afternoon cookie you can't help but grab. But too much sugar can seriously mess with your body, especially as you age. Here's the deal. Sugar increases the formation of advanced glycation end products, AGEs, in your body. AGEs are little compounds that can make your skin wrinkle faster, damage your blood vessels, and contribute to chronic conditions like Alzheimer's disease. It's basically a recipe for accelerating the aging process. While a little sugar here and there won't cause immediate harm, making it a regular part of your diet could be doing more damage than you think. Try swapping out sugary snacks with fruit or other natural sweeteners, and you'll not only feel better, but you'll help your body stay young longer. Now let's talk about processed meats. If you're a fan of bacon, hot dogs, or deli meats, you may want to listen up. Processed meats are loaded with preservatives and chemicals, many of which are linked to cancer and heart disease. These meats also contain high amounts of sodium and saturated fats, which are both known to raise blood pressure and contribute to heart disease. It's one of those things where moderation is key, but eating processed meats too often could be contributing to a shorter, less healthy life. You don't have to cut them out entirely, but maybe consider swapping them out for leaner meats like chicken or fish or plant-based protein sources. Speaking of preservatives, let's move on to another food that's packed with them: ready-to-eat meals and packaged snacks. It's no secret that many seniors love the convenience of prepackaged meals and snacks. After all, they save time and energy, and who doesn't want that? But these foods are often loaded with artificial preservatives, trans fats, and unhealthy sodium levels. The thing is, these preservatives don't just keep your food from going bad. They're also bad for your health. They contribute to the buildup of toxins in your body, and over time, that could lead to chronic illnesses and premature aging. You can still enjoy convenience, but maybe try prepping some meals in advance or choosing snacks with fewer artificial ingredients. Another sneaky food is soda. It's easy to grab a soda when you're thirsty or need a little caffeine boost. But what you may not know is that soda is a big contributor to both obesity and diabetes. Not to mention, it's packed with empty calories that don't provide any real nutrition. The sugar and caffeine in soda may give you a temporary pick-me-up, but it can also raise your blood sugar levels and mess with your metabolism over time. If you drink soda regularly, you might want to consider cutting back or switching to a healthier alternative like sparkling water or herbal tea. Now let's get into something a little more surprising: fruit juices. I know. Fruit juices are supposed to be healthy, right? They're packed with vitamins and nutrients, so they have to be good for you. Well, not always. Many store-bought fruit juices contain added sugars, artificial flavorings, and preservatives that completely strip away the natural goodness of the fruit. What's worse, drinking fruit juice in place of whole fruits means you're missing out on the fiber and other beneficial compounds that come from eating the whole fruit. Without the fiber, the sugar in the juice enters your bloodstream quickly, spiking your blood sugar and leaving you with energy crashes later on. It's much better to eat the whole fruit and drink water or tea to stay hydrated. Last but not least, we have fried foods. Who doesn't love the crispy, crunchy goodness of fried foods. But as tasty as they may be, fried foods are packed with unhealthy fats and oils that can do a lot of damage to your body over time. The oils used to fry foods are often high in trans fats, which have been linked to heart disease, stroke, and diabetes. These unhealthy fats raise your cholesterol levels and promote inflammation, which speeds up aging and increases the risk of chronic illnesses. It's not about banning fried foods entirely, but maybe reserve them for special occasions and stick to healthier cooking methods like grilling, baking, or steaming for your everyday meals. So, let's recap. Bread, sugar, processed meats, prepackaged meals, soda, fruit juice, and fried foods. These are the 7 sneaky foods that could be shortening your life without you even realizing it. It's not that you have to avoid these foods completely. Let's be real, we all love a good slice of pizza or a cookie every now and then. But being mindful of how often you consume them can make a huge difference in how well you age and how long you live. If you want to live a long, healthy life, it's all about balance. You don't need to cut out every food you love, but you do need to make sure you're getting plenty of the good stuff, too. Think whole grains, fresh fruits and vegetables, lean proteins, and healthy fats. It's about giving your body what it needs to stay strong, healthy, and youthful for as long as possible. So, how can seniors reduce their consumption of harmful preservatives in their diet? First things first, let's talk about why preservatives are even in food in the first place. They're there to help prevent spoilage and extend the shelf life of products. Sounds harmless, right? Well, not exactly. Many preservatives are chemicals that can build up in the body and increase the risk of chronic conditions like heart disease, high blood pressure, and even cancer. For seniors, who are already more vulnerable to these health issues, consuming too many preservatives can have serious consequences. So, it's important to understand how to reduce or avoid these chemicals in your diet. One of the easiest ways seniors can reduce preservatives is by choosing fresh foods over packaged ones. It's simple. The fresher the food, the fewer the preservatives. Think fruits, vegetables, lean meats, and whole grains. These foods often don't need preservatives because they're naturally perishable. If you focus on buying fresh, whole foods, you'll cut down on your exposure to those sneaky chemicals. But I know what you're thinking. Fresh food is hard to find, or it goes bad so quickly. Well, there are a few ways to make it work. You can buy frozen vegetables or fruits that don't contain added sugars or sodium. Just check the label and make sure there are no extra preservatives hiding in there. Freezing food is a great way to preserve its nutrients without adding chemicals. So, while it's best to buy fresh when you can, don't be afraid to reach for the frozen aisle. It's a good backup plan. Next up, we have the importance of reading labels. I know, it's easy to skip over the nutrition facts, but trust me, this is one of the most important steps in reducing harmful preservatives in your diet. When you pick up a product, take a few seconds to check the ingredient list. If it's filled with long, complicated names that you can't pronounce, there's a good chance that there are preservatives hiding in there. For example, you'll often find sodium benzoate, BHT, butylated hydroxytoluene, and propyl gallate in processed foods. These preservatives are added to keep food fresh, but they can also wreak havoc on your health. The goal here is to keep things simple. If you see a product with ingredients you don't recognize or can't pronounce, it's probably not the healthiest choice. Instead, opt for foods that have fewer ingredients, preferably ones you can actually pronounce. Your body will thank you for it. Another key strategy is cooking at home more often. I know it sounds like a lot of work, but hear me out. When you prepare your meals at home, you have total control over what goes into them. You can skip the preservatives altogether and focus on fresh, whole ingredients. Plus, cooking at home doesn't have to be complicated. Simple meals like grilled chicken with steamed veggies, salads with fresh greens, or homemade soups are all easy to make and preservative-free. If you don't feel like cooking every day, consider meal prepping. You can make meals in bulk and store them in the fridge or freezer for later. That way, you'll have healthy, preservative-free options ready to go whenever you need them. Cooking at home also allows you to experiment with herbs and spices instead of relying on pre-made sauces or seasoning mixes, which often contain hidden preservatives. You'd be surprised how much flavor you can add with a few fresh ingredients. Let's not forget about one of the biggest offenders: processed meats. Bacon, hot dogs, and deli meats are delicious, but they often contain harmful preservatives like nitrates and nitrites. These chemicals help prevent bacteria growth and give processed meats their signature color, but they've been linked to an increased risk of cancer and other health issues. For seniors, eating too much processed meat can seriously affect health. The good news is that there are plenty of alternatives to processed meats. For instance, try switching to fresh poultry or lean cuts of beef. If you love sandwiches, use fresh deli meat or roasted chicken instead of the prepackaged stuff. You can even make your own turkey or chicken jerky at home, skipping the preservatives entirely. With a little creativity, you can still enjoy your favorite meals without the harmful additives. Another way to reduce preservatives is by drinking more water and less soda or sugary drinks. I get it, that can of soda is tempting, especially when it's hot outside, but many sodas are loaded with artificial preservatives and chemicals. These drinks often contain artificial colors, sweeteners, and preservatives that don't just make you feel sluggish, but can also harm your body over time. If you want a sweet drink, try making your own flavored water at home. Add fresh fruits like lemon, lime, or berries, and you'll get a refreshing, preservative-free beverage. You can also switch to herbal teas or homemade smoothies. When you control what goes into your drinks, you avoid all the chemicals and preservatives found in store-bought sodas and juices. Now, let's talk about the importance of buying organic when possible. Organic foods are grown without synthetic pesticides and fertilizers, which means they usually contain fewer preservatives. While organic options can sometimes be more expensive, they're worth it if you want to reduce your exposure to harmful chemicals. You don't have to buy everything organic, but starting with produce like apples, tomatoes, and leafy greens is a good place to begin. If you're on a budget, consider shopping at local farmers markets, where you can often find fresh, organic produce at more affordable prices. And if you can't find organic options for everything, just focus on the items you consume the most and try to make those organic choices. Here's another simple trick. Preserve your own food. Making your own preserves, jams, or pickled vegetables at home allows you to control exactly what goes into them. You can avoid the harmful chemicals that are usually added to store-bought versions. Plus, making your own preserves is actually pretty fun. You can experiment with different fruits and flavors, and you'll know exactly what's in the jar. You can also freeze your fruits and veggies from the garden when they're in season, so you have them available all year round. Freezing your produce preserves the nutrients and keeps it fresh without the need for chemicals. Lastly, remember that reducing preservatives isn't just about avoiding certain foods. It's about making overall healthier choices. Focus on eating a balanced diet filled with nutrient-dense foods like fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and lean proteins. These foods are naturally rich in vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants that can help protect your body from the harmful effects of preservatives and other chemicals. By building a diet full of wholesome, fresh foods, you'll be reducing your exposure to preservatives while also boosting your overall health. Here are the hidden dangers of prepackaged meals and snacks for older adults. The first issue many older adults face when it comes to prepackaged meals and snacks is the amount of sodium. Sodium is often added to food as a preservative or flavor enhancer. Now, sodium in small amounts is totally fine for most people, but seniors are a different story. As we age, our bodies become less efficient at processing sodium, and consuming too much can lead to some serious health problems. High sodium intake has been linked to high blood pressure, heart disease, and stroke. And guess what? Prepackaged meals and snacks are notorious for packing in the sodium. That quick microwavable dinner might have more salt than an entire meal you'd make from scratch. Before you know it, you're hitting your daily sodium limit by lunchtime. For older adults who are already at risk for high blood pressure or heart disease, this can be a ticking time bomb. Another hidden danger of prepackaged foods is the presence of artificial preservatives. These little chemicals are added to increase the shelf life of foods, so they don't spoil quickly. While they keep food fresh longer, they can also be harmful to your health. For seniors, consuming too many artificial preservatives can contribute to a variety of health issues, including digestive problems, allergic reactions, and even an increased risk of cancer. The problem is, these preservatives are often not very well regulated, and their long-term effects are still being studied. So, when you grab that quick snack or microwave meal, you could be unknowingly consuming harmful additives that have no place in your diet. Not to mention, many prepackaged foods are highly processed, which means they're stripped of natural nutrients and replaced with chemicals that your body doesn't need. Next up is the hidden sugar content in prepackaged meals and snacks. It's not just the sweets you need to worry about. Sugar hides in all sorts of savory items too, like sauces, condiments, and even some frozen meals. The problem with added sugar is that it can contribute to a range of health issues, from weight gain to diabetes, and even heart disease. For seniors, sugar can be particularly problematic. As we age, our bodies become less efficient at processing sugar, leading to spikes in blood sugar levels. These fluctuations can lead to fatigue, mood swings, and an increased risk of developing type 2 diabetes. Prepackaged meals and snacks, which often contain hidden sugars, can make it even harder to maintain healthy blood sugar levels. When you think you're just grabbing a quick bite, you might actually be setting yourself up for some serious health problems down the road. Let's talk about unhealthy fats. Many prepackaged meals and snacks are packed with trans fats and saturated fats, both of which can be incredibly harmful, especially for seniors. Trans fats are artificially created fats that are found in many processed foods, and they're known to raise bad cholesterol levels, increase the risk of heart disease, and even affect brain function. Saturated fats are a bit more common, but they can still have negative effects on health when consumed in excess. For older adults, a diet high in unhealthy fats can lead to weight gain, higher cholesterol, and an increased risk of heart disease. If you're relying on prepackaged meals and snacks to fill you up, you're likely getting more fat than you realize. It's easy to overlook the nutrition label, but those numbers add up fast. You may be getting a lot of calories and fat from a quick snack that doesn't fill you with the nutrients your body needs to thrive. Another hidden danger is the lack of essential nutrients in prepackaged meals. Sure, those meals might fill your stomach, but they're often lacking the vitamins, minerals, and other nutrients that seniors need for optimal health. When you rely too heavily on prepackaged food, you might be missing out on important nutrients like fiber, calcium, and potassium. For seniors, a diet deficient in these nutrients can lead to weak bones, digestive problems, and muscle weakness. Instead of getting your daily dose of fresh vegetables, fruits, and whole grains, you're stuck eating meals that are high in empty calories and low in the nutrients your body desperately needs. Over time, this can lead to malnutrition, which is a serious issue for older adults. Malnutrition can affect everything from energy levels to immunity, making it harder for your body to fight off infections or heal from injuries. Let's not forget about portion control. Prepackaged meals often come in sizes that don't reflect the actual serving you should be eating. That single-serve microwavable dinner might look like it's enough, but it could easily be 2 or 3 servings in disguise. When you're eating meals that are designed for mass production, the portions can quickly get out of hand. For older adults, overeating can lead to a number of health problems, including obesity, diabetes, and joint pain. The problem is, these meals are often so convenient that it's easy to forget about portion size. You might end up eating more than you need, simply because it's all right there in front of you. The result is extra calories, fat, and sugar, which can ultimately lead to weight gain and other long-term health issues. And then there's the issue of additives and food coloring. If you've ever taken a close look at a bag of chips or a box of frozen food, you've probably seen a laundry list of artificial colors, flavors, and additives. These chemicals make food look appealing and taste better, but they have no place in a healthy diet. For seniors, these additives can cause a range of health problems, including allergic reactions, headaches, and digestive issues. Some artificial food colors have even been linked to hyperactivity in children, so just imagine what they might do to older adults. It's easy to ignore these ingredients, but they're sneaky and they don't belong in your body. While the occasional snack might not be a big deal, relying on these additives for your regular meals is another story. Now, let's be real. Prepackaged meals and snacks are convenient. They save time, they're easy to prepare, and they're often a go-to for busy or tired days. But for older adults, consuming too many of these quick fixes can lead to some serious health consequences. From excessive sodium and hidden sugars to artificial preservatives and unhealthy fats, these foods can have a lasting impact on your health. The good news is, it doesn't have to be all or nothing. You can still enjoy convenience without sacrificing your health. Focus on adding more whole foods to your diet. And when you do opt for prepackaged options, make sure to read those labels. Look for lower sodium, fewer preservatives, and no artificial additives. With a little attention and some mindful choices, you can enjoy the convenience of prepackaged meals without falling victim to their hidden dangers. So, next time you reach for that microwavable meal, just ask yourself, is it worth it? Your body will thank you for making the right call. If you like today's discussion, don't forget to like the video. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, hit the subscribe button and the bell icon to stay updated with every video we release. And yes, don't forget to share your experiences and thoughts in the comments. Every comment is special to us. Your feedback helps us improve further. We'll continue to meet you in every new video on this channel. So until next time, take care.